Hey guys, one more video. I've gotten a couple of emails from folks who are a little anxious about doing the data analysis portion for the needs assessment assignment. I can appreciate that. When you're new to data analysis, it can be a little scary. So I've made a large video where I go over a lot of details, but really quickly, I just want to draw your attention to a couple of things. Additional resources might be of use to you. So let's just pop in really quick. Let me show you a couple of things. So right here under week 2, I'm sorry, not there, right here under 1110. So if you want to get a copy of the code book in Excel, here it is. These are just various ways of pulling the data out of Excel. Here is the data in Stata and in SPSS for that format. There's also down here some resources to help you. The one that I want to draw your attention to is this data cleaning file. This is a do file that I created in Stata a few years ago, and I think that's going to be useful to you. You're going to need to tweak the code a little bit on some of it, but some of it you can just literally copy paste the code and bring it in and do what you want to do with it. So let me run through this really fast with you. This was this is a variable 28 pred. It's just the pre-survey. This is the course, the instructors who taught the course in 2021. It's likely updated and changed a little bit. Some of these folks have left, some have been replaced. So just look at the current survey for 2022 and make some adjustments there. That's an easy enough change to do. But then you've got the variable for the instructors if you want to do some comparison with instructors. Coming down here, you've got how I created the gender variable. So I created a categorical gender variable called gender. There's the code of how I did that. You're welcome to pull that in. Same thing, I did age continuous, and then I created an age categorical variable. So if you want to get the code for how I created categorical variables, there it is. Obviously, these are all suggestions. You can recreate these codes any way you want, right, when you're doing your analysis, but I'm giving you at least some code to work from. Here is code for creating Hispanic non-Hispanics, and then I combine that with the race code down here to create a combined race ethnicity code so that you get non-Hispanic whites, non-Hispanic blacks, etc., etc. Down here is code for degree programs, for people's dual degrees, their department, other campus. And then coming down here, there are codes around course code, course goals, and self-efficacy to meet the different learning objectives. You'll see that I created some average scores here using the row means, and so those are things that you are welcome to use as well. The self-efficacy to meet the SEEK and pH competencies, I did the same thing. I created some average self-efficacy scores. You're welcome to use these codes as you find fit. Coming on down, just really quickly, I'm just kind of walking through with you so you can kind of see what we have. We have confidence to meet the communication, interpersonal practice. These are all getting into different competencies. Down here we have self-efficacy to meet course objectives and some various codes for that. If you are working on the post-survey, here is code for the andragogical principal scales. So there are different subscales within that, and I created subscales and average scores for each subscale. And all of the codes for those subscales are here, and you can just pull that in. From there, you should be able to do whatever analyses you want to do. And you can also recreate the variables however you want. So don't feel locked into what I did, but I wanted to give you something to start with. So hopefully this do file is useful. If you have any questions, I encourage you to first reach out to Elizabeth Lease, my TA. She has made herself available to answer immediate questions around data analysis for those of you who are nervous. Elizabeth's a great resource for you. If Elizabeth's not available or you have additional questions, feel free to reach out to me as well. I'm also happy to help you. I understand some of you are a little insecure, but that's okay. You can do this. And again, just to reinforce what I said yesterday, if you're just doing crosstabs and looking at t-test or chi-squareds, that's sufficient for this assignment. If you want to take it a step further and do some regressions, that's great too. So it's up to you whatever you do. I don't think you're going to be able to do anything much more complex with that with the existing data that we have. I would encourage you not to go too far down the rabbit hole if you're wanting to try to do some sort of latent variable analysis. We don't have enough observations for that. So I would encourage you to keep it simple, keep it with your bivariate and multivariate regression models, and you should be good to go. If you have any questions, give us a call. Thanks.